Okay, so we're just going back to a little story about the Bristols.
Okay, with my love of the 400, I did a lot of repair work on Bristol, got to know the factory well, especially a man called Sid Givens, who was apprenticed with the factory, but ended up as World Resources Manager for Bristol Cars. We all got to know each other because I used to go with my father. And for parts and general things which I was working on Bristol Cars, for all sorts of people, including Hubert Rees, which is another story. Anyway, we were there once, and my father loved the shape of the 404, and he said, yeah, the only problem is they're highly sought after, and they don't come on the market very often. Anyway, I had a phone call from Sid Givens on a lunchtime when I was in work, and he said, you want a 404? Tommy Thomas is thinking of retiring. He was a Bugatti owner and driver. He's got 2 of them. Wealthy man down in Brighton or Bournemouth. So, well, we could hardly get there on the Sunday. We went down with my uncle, Uncle Len, my mother, all in the Bristol 400, because he'd only sort of talk and deal with Bristol owners. We arrived there and we had tea in the garden, and the 2 cars were there. He had one which had been rebuilt, which was maroon. He said, we didn't talk price, but he said, that's more expensive. He said, well, this is the one for you and your son. This belongs to a lady in Devon or Cornwall. It's totally original. And he spoke that he hadn't done anything to it. It had the wrong tyres, the things. He told us all the things wrong with it. So we got in the car. I had to get in the back because there's no back seats. I was shoved in the back. And my father was in the front. I was going to buy it with my father. Or he was going to buy it. And he took us for a test ride. Test ride? We did 30 miles on a Sunday. And when he opened it up, my father nearly swallowed his pipe because of the power. It was a semi-race engine, the 100C engine, which is the same engine in the Cooper cars, the Formula 1 Cooper cars. And my father said, my God! And anyway, I was listening on. I said, it wants a clutch release rattling. He said, I just thought you'd hear that, son, because you're an engineer. He said, well, we'll knock so much off. He said, I'm looking for 900,000 quid. When we were having tea in the garden, and my father said, no, it's work, you know, and tyres are wrong. I'll give you 800 cash. Done. And he delivered it to Cardiff. And his name was Tommy Thomas, famous Bugatti. When we found out, we went in the house, and the whole house was full of Bugatti cars for everything he'd owned.
That one?
No, he had all the Bugatti cars.
Now, which car did you buy?
That one?
Yeah.
The green one. Hungarian green.
This one?
Well, what the hell? Well, that isn't the car, but it's that car. Anyway, that was it. Going to the 450. We loved the car. My father was always stopped in it. I was stopped in it. Eventually, father was getting a bit older, and we decided he said, no, I bought it off him. So I gave him my share, and I owned it. Anyway, while I had that, this news of the market, I've learnt about the 450, and they had one in Chiswick with the engine out in the corner, looking in a very rough state, which I didn't realise at the time that everyone was trying to get it. The Bristol Owners Club were all trying to get that car for years.
One of these?
Yeah, the last one, only one. Anyway, I phoned up Tony Crook, who was an incredible pre-war, post-war race driver, but he was a director of Bristol Cars, and I spoke to him personally. And he said, oh, very posh accent. He said, yes, my son, you can come on Tuesday, blah, blah, in Kensington High Street. And I went up there and had a long chat about the 404, because he had a 404. He had all the Bristols. He was part of the firm. And I said, now this 450. He said, oh, yes, but all want that, don't you? All want the 450. He said, it's not for sale. No way, it's an example of what we did. It'll get in the wrong set. No, it's not for sale. But you're quite welcome to go and see it. So he drove me down there personally. And he said, look, I've got a business meeting now, I've got to go.
Where was this?
oh, years, 70s.
No, where?
Chiswick.
That's where the car was.
Yes, in the Chiswick workshop.
Okay.
And he dropped me off, shook his hand, he said, I've got a business meeting, blah, blah, most probably a lunch with someone. And he said, go and talk to Fred over there, my mechanic. He'll tell you all about it. And he said, there's the head, there's the spares, there's the car, get it, do what you like. And there's his 404, that one there, with that engine in that car. And it was, he said he wanted me to put the 450 motor in the 404. He said, I think you're a bit mad, sir.
So that engine...
Yeah, went into that.
Into that car. Okay.
It was a road car. And he was, his mechanic said, I think you're gone a bit crazy, sir. You won't drive it, not in London, with that head, so they detuned it to put another head on it, cylinder head. And to my knowledge, that's... Perhaps people don't know about this, but I was there. And I heard it from Crook's mouth and his mechanic. A lot of people say, no, the engine went. It wasn't. I was there. I saw it myself with my own eyes. There was a 5-speed gearbox to the later, oh God, can't think of the name, the overdrive gearbox from the 406. The 405s, so they had 5-speed so you could go faster. And that's it. I'm worn out.
Okay. Thank you, Lionel.